Today I have, oh, it didn't work. Today I have 5 things I wish I could tell my younger self. Now, this is all really related to playing college soccer, and as a high schooler, what I didn't know and what I know now and what I wish I would have known. So these are 5 things. I have ranked them in order of what I think is the most important to what I think is still important, but number 5 on the list. Okay, so we're just gonna go through them real quick. I'm gonna give a brief little talk about how I wish I knew this when I was younger and what the importance of each one is. The first one, I wish when I was younger, and I know now, I wish I played more summer leagues and summer teams. So if you're already in college now, I would highly suggest looking into UPSL, NPSL, PDL teams. All 3 of them have different requirements and restrictions of what age and how old you can play and so on. But if you're in college, I would highly recommend you playing for a summer team if you're already not doing that. Now, looking back in high school, I wish that during my summers, I played pickup soccer. I drank a lot of Coke, played a lot of video games, I hung out with my cousins. I didn't really take it very seriously because at that time I was super naive and I thought that I was so much better than I actually was. Now, kids nowadays have so much more, and I think it really depends on where you are, but kids nowadays have so much more because you have club year round. So, you know, you're playing club soccer in the summertime. You have all these other opportunities because the sport is growing in the US. My senior year was 2010, so when I was in high school and when I realized I wanted to play, Mississippi didn't really have a lot of club soccer. It was mostly pickup. So if I could go back now, I would tell my younger self, look into playing some summer ball, look into playing on some kind of summer team, even training with a summer team, to give you that next level, that extra experience. I think is super important if you want to take your game and play in the next level. Number 2, I wish I was more proactive. And what I mean by proactive, I'm talking in the sense of when you're in your sophomore and junior year, being more proactive in terms of reaching out to colleges that you might want to play with, reaching out to college coaches and seeing what are some of the requirements that they're looking for in players, or what are some of the pieces that they're looking for players to fit their program. That's what I mean by being more proactive. If you're waiting until your senior year to contact coaches and tell them, hey, you know, look at my highlight video, I really would love to be a part of your program, it's almost 99% too late. Okay, that's the harsh reality of the college game, and especially the recruiting game, is that recruiters, they want to get their numbers done by November 11th, because today when I'm filming this video, this is National Signing Day. So you're looking at hundreds of kids that are doing the National Signing Day where they're showing you this is the school that I'm going to and this is the level that I'm going to play at. So being super proactive in reaching out to college coaches earlier, or programs that you're interested in joining, that's what I wish I knew when I was younger, because unfortunately, like a lot of kids, I didn't have the resources. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know any of this. So I waited until my senior year. But again, I was also pretty naive and I thought that I was a lot better than I was. So I figured that I could just walk on, or I could just email my coach my highlight video, which I didn't really have one. And I would get a spot, or I would be, you know, playing Division I soccer. I was very naive. So number 2, being proactive and emailing coaches and programs that you're interested in early on so you get on their radar. Number 3, I wish I recorded more video. That was my biggest regret when I was in high school, because I didn't record hardly anything. I didn't record any of the games. I didn't record any of the goals I ever scored, anything that remotely showed how good I was in high school. I didn't record any of that because, again, like being proactive, I didn't have any kind of resources. I didn't know how to make a highlight video. I didn't know how long, what to include. I didn't know anything, and there was no one at my school to actually tell me or help me walk through in the process of making a highlight video. I was completely on my own. My parents, to no fault of their own, didn't do college athletics, so they didn't know anything. And the advisors at my school didn't know anything. So it was very much a self-learning process. So I really do, because I feel like if I was going to record more stuff, it would probably make me more proactive in a sense of doing more in a game or trying my best in the game because I want to capture it on video. I think that makes you play a little bit better because you know something's watching. But then also the benefits of recording videos, you can go back and watch your errors, or you can watch your mistakes, you can analyze your own game, and you can kind of grow from there. Number 3, recording more video and analyzing it, is a direct correlation to number 4, which is position specific training. In high school, my 9th grade, I started off as a goalkeeper because my brother was a goalkeeper. 10th grade, I moved up to a defender. 11th grade, I moved up to a midfield position. And by my senior year, I was playing an out and out striker. So 4 years, 4 totally different positions, 0 video, very limited position specific training. Now, I grew up overseas. I played the sport night and day, 24/7, but I didn't record or I didn't train specific on a position that I was playing because I played so many, and I played everywhere during a given year, but primarily my senior year, I finished as a striker. Now, the reason I say position-specific training is because if you're in the midfield, you're working on your awareness, you're working on your vision, you're working on your first touch, you're working on your ball distribution. If you're a striker, you're working on your finishing, you're working on your runs, you're working on your diagonal, your vertical runs, you're working on your explosion, your headers. Hundreds of position-specific training that you could do to give yourself a better chance if that's your preferred position. When I got to college, I played left back, primarily because I could use my left foot, so it was almost like an easy option for the coach. But it also felt familiar because I played it when I was in 10th grade. So what I wish I did is I wish I trained more for the position that I love. And to this day, when I play pickup or a goal league or anything, I play as a 6. I play right in front of the defense, in the midfield. Sometimes if I'm playing small-sided games, I'm going to play a 10, I'll play attacking midfielder, I'll play a striker. So I'm moving up the field, but that is my position now, and that's what I really enjoy playing, and that's what brings me the most happiness when I play the sport. So I would highly suggest working on your position-specific training. YouTube has hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of free video that you can go and record and watch and learn and do all this kind of stuff where you can get better at your position, which will ultimately make you a better player. Now, if you do position-specific training, I would highly suggest recording it, because then you can watch yourself back and you realize I messed up here, I messed up there, this is what I need to do better, and so on and so forth. That's kind of what I wish I did when I was younger, as opposed to my friends and I just go to the field, play crossbar challenge, juggle, play, play on the basketball court. We didn't really think about playing at the next level. For us, it was just a love of the game, which ultimately I'm grateful for. I will never take that away from myself, and I will never say that that was a mistake. That made me a better player. But in America, it's all about positions. It's all about how much you're dedicated to the game and how much you want to take it to the next level, and that's what coaches are looking for in each position. So I would highly suggest during the summers or your off season, work on a lot of position specific stuff. Man, that's a really hard thing to say. Position specific. Work on a lot of PS. Work on a lot of PS stuff in the off season, or if you have a game and you have practice, think about the game. Think about what you messed up on. Think of how you can improve that, and then work on some PS stuff. So if you're in the middle and you're working on your vision, try to do that more often in practice or in solo stuff, where you're just constantly checking your shoulder before you receive the ball, before you play the ball. That's going to get you into the habit of doing that. That's a PS training, checking your shoulders. That's something that should have been taught from the early ages, but some kids develop late. Some kids are never taught that. Okay? And number 5, the last one, I wish I studied more. Now, this is kind of, I had good grades when I was in high school. I didn't have a good work ethic when it came to my grades. So I think that struggled when I got to college because I didn't get an academic scholarship, mainly because I went to a JUCO and I totally bombed my ACT and my SAT because I didn't care. I didn't think grades were as important as they are. But even now, as a coach, and I see kids that are struggling in college now, I really think about what kind of work ethic they have and how that's a direct correlation to what kind of work ethic they had in high school. So if they were an average student in college, or if they're an average student in high school, they're probably going to be an average to below average student in college, because now you don't have someone like in high school where someone's telling you, you got to do your work, you got to do this, you got to do that. Where you get to college, you're free. You don't have to do any of your homework. You don't have to do jack, but it's going to suffer in the classroom and ultimately suffer on the field. So I wish I took my academics more serious in high school, set myself up with a good foundation and a good work ethic, a good study habits, good time management. That I think would have made me a better college student. I still graduated college with good grades, but that was because I didn't play. I wasn't a student athlete. I was just a student. And I think if you can do that in high school and get some good foundation, you're going to succeed at the college level, and you're going to succeed greatly in terms of your scholarships that you may receive and the playing time and the accolades and everything like that. I think that's going to have a massive improvement. Now, that was the 5 things that I wish I knew when I was in high school. Hopefully, I hope one of those helps you guys if you are a sophomore or a junior or senior. I hope something part of that video is good and beneficial for you. Now, as I always say in the videos, my offer to coaches and players, if I can help you in any way, please send me an email, please send me a highlight video, send me some questions, whatever you may have about coaching, about playing, about what it's like at the next level, and I will gladly help you in any way that I can. All right? Peace.